This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Friday, November 28, 2025. INEC's continuous voter registration is still ongoing, so if you haven't signed up yet, this is still a good time to do it and get ready to vote. John Safe concern. Lawyer worried over poor work relationship between Governor Fubara and state lawmakers. On the foreign scene, Israeli troops killed 2 Palestinians after they appear to surrender. Details of these and more after this break. Welcome back. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili with the news. Now, President Bola Tinubu has approved a team that will work with the United States to improve security in Nigeria. The announcement was made by Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy. The national security advisor Nuhu Ribadu will lead the team. The team was created after Nigerian officials visited Washington, D.C., recently led by the NSA. Other members of the joint working group include the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tugar, Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, Minister of Interior, Olubumi Tunjiojo, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Bernard Doro, Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Mohammed Mohammed, and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Wetoku. Now recall that Nigeria's security challenges drew international attention when U.S. President Donald Trump raised the alarm over Christian genocide in Nigeria, threatening to send the U.S. military to Nigeria. But the federal government refuted the claim, saying it was taking steps to address the security challenges in the country. Now, bandits have reportedly abducted 24 residents, including a pregnant woman, from a rice farm in the Palaita community, Arena Ward, Shiroro local government area of Niger State. Sources in the community tell newsmen that the bandits attacked the farm at about 2 p.m. on Wednesday while residents were harvesting their crops. The report said bandits surrounded the workers and took them to the bush before security personnel from a nearby military base could respond. Earlier that same day, a different group of armed men launched an attack on the Kakuru community, also within Arena Ward. The incident comes just days after gunmen attacked St. Mary's Private Secondary School in Papiri, Agwara local government area of Niger State, and abducted over 300 students and staff. The Senate has started the process of amending the nation's Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. The lawmakers passed the amendment bill after first reading during plenary on Thursday. The bill, sponsored by the Senate leader, Obeyemi Bamidele, followed resolutions reached after a heated debate on national insecurity. The introduction of the amendment bill is expected to commence the process of altering the legal framework to impose harsher penalties on kidnappers amid rising security concerns across the country. And also, the Senate has constituted an 18-member ad hoc committee to investigate the implementation of the Safe School initiative in the country. The committee is led by former Abia State Governor Orji Uzor-Kalu. The president of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, announced this during plenary on Thursday. Now, other members of the committee are Senators Tony Nwoye, Yemi Adaramodu, Harry Ipalibo, Ede Dafinone, Mustafa Saliu, Diket Plang, Binus Yarowe, Kaka Shehu, and Musa Garba Maidoki, among others. Now, the composition of the committee followed demands by lawmakers after the recent abduction of 25 students from Government Girls Comprehensive Secondary School, Maga, in Kebbi State. Also, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ifechukwu, says a total of 11,566 personnel withdrawn from VIP duties have been redeployed. IGP Ifechukwu said this while addressing journalists on the recent directive of the president to withdraw policemen attached to VIPs. The IGP explained that the withdrawal will enable the police to expand manpower deployment for rural and township security, large-scale population protection, intensified patrols, intelligence-led operations, and rapid response to emerging threats. He said the decision to recall officers from VIP security duties was not driven by sentiment, but by the urgent need to channel manpower to areas where public safety demands are highest. In the meantime, the senator for Borno South, Ali Indume, says the government should reduce spending on some services. He says this will help Nigeria get more money to fight rising insecurity. Indume spoke on Channels Television on Thursday. He suggested that the National Assembly should also cut its activities. He said lawmakers can meet only a few times, maybe once every 3 months, and their pay should match the new schedule. He said Nigeria should stop spending money on things that do not help most people. Instead, the government should focus on keeping the country safe. Moving on now, former President Goodluck Jonathan has left Guinea-Bissau following recent political developments in the West African nation. Recall that the former president, along with other ECOWAS election observers, were trapped following the coup in Guinea-Bissau. His spokesperson, Kimiebi Ebenfa, who confirmed the development in a statement, said Jonathan departed the country aboard a special flight. Ebenfa said the former president left alongside members of his delegation, including senior diplomat Ibn Chambas. In another development, a lawyer, Professor Richard Muonyili, says the United Kingdom's rejection of Nigeria's request to extradite former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu to complete his jail term in the country shows a lack of confidence in Nigeria's commitment to the administration of justice. Professor Muonyili, a lecturer in the Department of Public Law at Rivers State University, told correspondent Emeka that ordinarily, when one nation makes such a request, the other is expected to oblige. He noted that Nigeria's reputation, particularly regarding its adherence to the rule of law, may have influenced the decision.
Where such transaction happens as it has happened, it shows lack of confidence in your commitment to justice or administration of justice. Ordinarily, it would be expected that when a nation makes such request, the other nation, barring anything, should be able to agree. After all, it's for him to continue with serving. But you will know that our reputation as a nation has gone down terribly in the Committee of Nations. Our perceived image as a corrupt country has very little rivalry.
Muonyili added that the UK's position does not breach its bilateral relations with the Nigerian government.
There may be existing relationships that will justify such action, which in the first place is why the request is made. But every request is always subject to response, satisfaction of the party on the terms, and his confidence that can serve the purpose that he needs to serve. Because of a nation, they have a responsibility to ensure that the man pays for the crime for which he has been sentenced. If you are offering to help me do it, I need to look at you, look at your records, and look at your commitment to such things before I make a response. So they are not as a nation. It's part of your sovereignty to decide.
Still to come, lawyer worried over poor work relationship between Governor Fubara and state lawmakers. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back. Now, the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has officially joined the African Democratic Congress. This comes months after he first moved to the Social Democratic Party. El-Rufai registered with the ADC and collected his membership card at the party office in Ngwan with former aides and some local government chairmen. El-Rufai, who helped bring different parties together to form the APC before the 2015 election, said the APC has moved away from its original mission. And back home in River State, human rights lawyer Thierry Wala says Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the River State House of Assembly are still not working in harmony in the overall interest of the state. Thierry Wala made the observation in an interview with our correspondent while commenting on what he described as the absence of genuine peace in River State. He warned that the lingering political tension has continued to have negative implications for governance and development in the state.
Anybody who believes himself to the fact that there is genuine peace in River State must actually be suffering from an ailment, because there's not genuine peace in River State. We only saw somebody being handed down instructions, and so you can't say there is genuine peace between the assembly members and the governor. Yes, you would have seen them work so much in synergy like they were working before. Of course, that is not happening. The governor will put up an event, the speaker will not show up. Of course, the House of Assembly and they will do their things, and the governor is also not part of whatever they are doing and all that. They only have an agreement on how to share money and how to share positions.
The legal practitioner also spoke on why he thinks Governor Fubara may be unable to constitute a full state executive council.
We have waited for the list of commissioners. Up till now, there's nothing to that particular effect. And you said they are both working together because they have not agreed on who will be what within the state. Because the FCD minister has given him persons who should not be part of the government. Now, what is the type of peace we're talking about? We're only just deluding ourselves. There's no peace in this state. We all know that one. Why we are blaming the FCT minister, or we are also calling the FCT in regards to this particular issue, is that the FCT minister we here have also given instruction that certain persons should not be part of the administration of the governor.
Now, let's take a trip to Ikwere local government area where Charles Nwobodo has again Charles Nwobodo, the local council chairman, has again inspected ongoing work at the Omagwa market as part of effort to meet the deadline for projects slated for commissioning within his first 100 days in office. During the inspection, Nwobodo directed the engineer to speed up work and begin immediate flooring of the market. He expressed surprise that the current stage of work has taken nearly a week to complete and urged the site engineer to expedite action, noting that there is little time left before the commissioning date. The Ikwere Council boss also visited the construction site of the Ifechukwu market, where he charged the engineer to ensure the project is completed on schedule. Meanwhile, the site engineer at the Omagwa market has assured the chairman that the flooring will be completed soon. And in sports, all is ready for the final of the 22nd OML 58 football tournament sponsored by Total Energies. The Under-17 final will take place on Saturday, November 29, 2025, as Obagi FC faces Akapta FC in what promises to be an exciting match, full of skill and community pride. The game kicks off at 3 p.m. at the Obite Civic Center field, which has been prepared to welcome fans from across the OML 58 host communities. For the first time this year, the match will be streamed live online, so supporters across Nigeria and beyond can watch in real time. Viewing centers are also set up in both Obagi and Akapta communities, letting fans who can't attend in person still cheer together. Now, in its 22nd year, the OML 58 tournament continues to promote youth development and bring host communities together with Total Energies. Sports experts say both teams are in great form, making this final one of the most competitive in recent years. On a spiritual note, the presiding pastor of Logos Ministry, Dr. Yomi Isijiola, has described the Christ Compassion to the Rural World Foundation as a pioneer work and a global initiative. Isijuola made this remark during a side interview at the two-day ministers' conference organized as part of activities for the crusade. Dr. Isijuola praised the significance of the vision driving the crusade, adding that evangelism has not been depicted this way by anyone around the world.
We've seen Rambonke's crusade, we've seen the crowd, we've seen the miracles, but this one is very exceptional. And I want to say that there has never been a crusade since my 70 year of existence that gathered such a crowd and distribute such a charity. It is a global talk now that there had never been a crusade like this before. Either white, black, or brown had ever done this on the surface of the earth. We have read about revival, we have read about evangelism, but we have never seen it before like this. This is great and wonderful.
Also speaking on the final day of the conference, the General Overseer of Abundant Life Christian Ministries, Festus Adeyeye, said he believes every move directed by God requires responsibility and excellent standards. He said the foundation upheld, adding that participating ministers have gained wisdom to become more effective in their callings.
Pastor Matthew is a multi-graced man. He has wisdom, he has the anointing, he has a cutting-edge capacity building grace, and he put this together with topics to build the capacity of the men and women of God. So anybody that comes there, you are receiving all of the years of Pastor Matthew's wisdom and grace and ability.
Meanwhile, some persons living with abilities, especially said Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo's outreach reflects true Christianity, urging other church leaders to emulate such acts.
Biblical things is for our money. Nigerian ministers, they should.
He wants us to know God, worship God. That one alone is enough for us.
I've been hearing about the word of God, but I've seen him practicalize it. Jesus, after preaching, he fed people, and this man so have emulated God. He fed us spiritually and fed us even physically. He has put laughter on our faces. Even we who people despise, he did not despise us.
Correspondent Rejoice Amado reports that the conference featured guest speakers from various denominations around the globe. About 9,000 ministers attended, with many returning home with about 1,500 books authored by Matthew Ashimolowo, Bibles, and about 200 megaphones for rural evangelists to support evangelism efforts. Also, relief distributions also continued, with clothes, wrappers, and food items shared to more than 8,000 beneficiaries. The nightly crusade has now ended with a free medical outreach, while a free medical outreach runs Friday and Saturday to mark the finale of the crusade themed "This is Selfless Love." We're going another short commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the news. On the international scene, a video has emerged showing Israeli security forces shooting dead 2 Palestinians who appeared to have surrendered in the occupied West Bank. The incident happened during an ongoing Israeli military operation in the city of Jenin. The Palestinian Authority accused Israeli forces of committing a war crime and describing the killings as brutal field executions. The Israeli military and police say the men were wanted men affiliated with a terror network, and the incident is under review. Well, on the news this morning, you heard President Tinubu has approved the Nigerian team for the Nigeria-US Security Group. Former President Jonathan has departed Guinea-Bissau amid safety concerns. A lawyer, Cheta Muala, is worried over the poor work relationship between Governor Fubara and state lawmakers. And on the foreign scene, you heard Israeli troops have killed 2 Palestinians after they appear to surrender. The news was edited by Martha Okiri. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.